Okay, guys and girls, welcome back to FTRL. We are here for round 5 this evening of the F2 Championship for our 10th season, and we are at the greatest circuit on the game and in real life. We are at Canada. So joining me in the box, as per usual, is my Haas teammate in F1, FTRL Panda, and we also have the pleasure, to a certain degree, of an FTRL Blue Flag, aka Simon. Good evening, gentlemen. How are we?
Hello. Very well.
Hello.
Good. Right, Canada. Wonderful circuit.
No,
The conditions conditions look a little bit better tonight than what they did for the F1 qualifying. Maybe we'll get a flip reverse. It could be maybe rain in the race. That would certainly throw a spanner into the works.
That could be a lot of fun.
And by a spanner I mean Joe Burns. No, let's not start this already. Right, a couple of changes to bring to the team tonight. So we have a new driver at Red Bull and we have a new driver at Toro Rosso. So obviously Pagani moving up to F1 to fill the vacant seat there has opened up a space for Spike the Hype, who is a friend of Prototype Steph. Been a follower of the league for a while, to my knowledge. So be interesting to see what he can do. And we also have a rather aggressive name of Rampage. So very new to league racing from what I understand. So good luck to him, and let's see what he can do. I mean, I'm also very surprised and privileged to announce that we have Spurge for the second week in a row.
Whoa.
So no, a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah, exciting times in FTRL.
It is, isn't it? Everything's gone a bit mental. You know, fame going to all of these people's heads. Anyway, right, to everyone watching in the stream tonight, please say hello. Please let us know what you're thinking, how you're feeling. Tell us about your day, who you're supporting. Every possible thing you can think of, let us know, and we'll be certainly read it all out. We've got Luke Goldsmith. This league is full of cretins. Well, I'm pleased to think that, mate. Have a wonderful evening. Right, so anyway, first car out on track to set a provisional pole time is Katamise with a 108.7 on the softs, so he certainly played his cards early. We know it's a pretty straightforward one stop. You can do it from softs to hards or mediums to hards, so I'm sure we're going to see quite a lot of competitive times tonight. Gents, who are you tipping for pole this evening?
I am going to go with a Stocky.
With Stocky?
I'm going to go with Stocky.
Okay. Will, what are you saying?
Yeah, I agree. I think Stocky. Although Joe's looking good, so he might be a dark horse.
Yeah. I'm just joking. For those that don't know, Joe Burns is a F2 admin. And it's compulsory for anybody that knows Joe Burns to slate Joe Burns. It happens. I am very much on the fence between Stocky and Ox. To me, they are the two standout drivers in this division. Joe Burns is sitting in P2 in the championship. We'll go through standings in just a second, but it's very close between those two. I'm also quite keen to see how Nexus Aspect will get on. He had a very good result last week in Spain, and he is slowly finding his feet. So certainly one to watch tonight. I'm going to tip him for a good result. Stocky has gone quickest with a 108.5. Now I'm going to go on board with Ox.
Yeah,
as he's
just starting a lap.
Just starting his lap. So let us know in the stream who you think is going to get pole tonight. Now everyone's going pretty much on softs. Like, there's a lot of soft times coming out, so I'm wondering whether we're going to see some rain.
I don't mind it.
Maybe, yeah, it would be good, but maybe people are just working out that one stop from soft to hard is viable and a pretty straightforward option.
Yeah, exactly. Dean is saying Katamise for pole. Agent Panda is saying Goy for points. There's a lot of stick for Stocky in there, saying that he uses ABS. So fair enough. Pagani sent LR Deneen for pole as a dark horse, but does love a puncture. That is correct. Oxox coming around past the wall of champions, fairly straightforward. And this is going to be a 108.8, so he's actually slots into P3 championship leader. So Stocky setting the early pace. We have a Goika up on the lap. I don't think so. Right, Spike is on the lap, so we're going to go and see what he's up to. Very low battery, so maybe he's up to do a second flying run here. I don't want to put too much wear on those tyres. I am going to go and bring you the top 10 in terms of the championship standings, and we're going to see how it's all looking, because we're approaching the halfway point of the season now. After next week we're going to be halfway through the season, so it's absolutely flying by us. We've got to start thinking about
bloody quick.
Yeah, we're going to have to start thinking about league positions and who's in promotion spots and all that other kind of things. We're going to start getting towards the business end of the season before we know it.
And that's the thing. The other thing with F2 this season is we've got relegation spots to think about.
We do. That is a very good point, actually. So, as it currently stands, Oxhox, or Oxy, as you can see him on there, he's currently on 54 points. He's 18 clear of Mr. Joe Burns, who's in P2. We've got Nexus Iceman in P3, who's not here tonight, and he's 8 points off of Joe Burns on 28. Then we've got LR Deneen occupying the final promotion spot as it stands on 26 points. And then we've got quite a few guys within a handful of points of each other. Stocky just outside of the promotion spots on 22 points. Obviously he had the unfortunate retirement last week in Spain. Then we've got Katamise, or Cat as you can see him, in P6, 2 points behind Stocky. Then we've got Cooper, or Harry, who's not actually here tonight. Then you've got Nexus Aspect on 16, so he's only a good result away from being in the top 4. And then we've got FTRL Hammer Time, who's missing tonight, and FTRL Bottle rounds off the top 10, so he needs a good result tonight. Expected good things from him this season. He's not quite delivered just yet, so let's see what he can do. In terms of relegation, obviously the two new guys in Spike and Rampage are going to be in the relegation spots. So let's have a look at the standings down that end of things. So you've actually got Spurge in the Alfa Romeo Spurgavato, as you see him on there in P10. So he's in 18th in the championship, and Goy Karp is the other one that is flirting with relegation. We also have the likes of Donzo, Michael C, Jesper, Prototype, Steph, that are all on just 1 or 2 points, so it's going to be very, very close down that end of the table as well. So lads, I'm going to put you on the spot, and I'm going to ask you to say at this stage who you think is going to be promoted to F1 next season. I know it's still pretty early, but so we're nearly halfway through this season, so it's about time we start asking these questions.
Well, I'm thinking that Ox and Stocky are probably the two favourites to go up. I think Deneen will be another, and see, I don't know about a fourth, because you could have any one of 4 drivers fighting for that other place. If he turns up, I'm going to say Cooper.
Oh, okay. What about you, Will? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think they need Ox, Stocky, Deneen. And I think Joe Burns will do it. I think he's very consistent. He's already in second, so I imagine he'll just stay in the top 4 the rest of the season.
Yeah,
luck.
I'm actually going to agree. I think the only person really that could upset that, I mean, you've got Nexus Iceman, but unfortunately him missing tonight could be quite a deciding thing. But you've also got Katamise to look out for. Now, Cat does have pace, but doesn't always have the right racecraft. So let's see what he can do in the second half of the season. But I know we had a few bumps and bangs last week, so let's see. But in terms of pace, we know he's got it. Just going to have to see how he copes going forward. I'm also going to say that Nexus Aspect could have a say. I feel like I do rate him as a driver. I think he's a very good driver. So he could have an outside chance, I think, under the radar. But right, getting towards the business end of qualifying, Stocky is just about to maybe start a flying run. Will, do you fancy taking us on a hot lap of Canada?
I don't like Canada, and he's going to the pits anyway.
Okay, well I'm going to get you to do a hot lap of Canada.
Oh, I don't want to.
Ah well, it's commentary. Everyone's diving into the pits now. Here we go. FTRL bottle, take us away, Will.
Find him first. Approaching turn 1, now locks up slightly going into it, but he carries a decent amount of speed. Locks up again. Needs a good X out of here. Short shifts up. Gets that done fairly nicely into the first chicane of many. Very nice. Don't want to get too much on that inside curve because it will disqualify you. Probably the trickiest corner on the circuit is for me. Getting the exit out of this corner is very slidey. Let's see if he does that. Yep, seems nice and steady up there. Down one of the DRS straights. One of 2, maybe 3. I don't know. Through another chicane. Again, easy to corner cut as this entire track is. Doesn't hit the wall on the exit. So again, he's done pretty well through there. Approaching the big hairpin. Want to go down to first gear, I imagine. Yep, right down. Hooking up the inside line again, traction heavy, gets out the corner nicely. So far it's been a pretty put together lap down this incredibly long straight, which always proves pretty exciting during the race because you get to this chicane where everything goes wrong. Through it all, it's a lot of things probably invalidated there. Doesn't hit the wall, champion's up the line. That would have been a 1:09.9, but he did invalidate. Yeah,
well, it looks quite promising. I mean, there's, like you quite rightly said, there's quite a lot of corners on this circuit which prove difficult for people. I imagine we're going to see quite a few bumps and bangs tonight, a few broken wings, many corner cut penalties. So
A few pirouettes.
Yep, some of that as well. And potentially a safety car.
Well, you said it now. It's happening.
Yeah, I've just got a feeling.
Do you want to put a punt on where that's coming from? Which driver?
Joe Burns.
Of course.
No, I honestly don't know. I don't know. I've got a feeling we might see a safety car tonight. So, and I'm going to say somewhere around sort of similar to what we had in Baku for the F1 boys, and say right towards the end of the race and make it like a few lap shootout at the end. That could be very exciting indeed.
Yeah, Michael just invalidated this in next lap at the final chicane.
Oh, that's the worst place to do it.
Yeah, very easy
that's
to
why
do.
Bottles come back in. So that's pretty much his quality over now already, unless he can get in and out incredibly quickly.
I mean, it's only a short lap, it's only 1 minute 10.
True.
So, prototype Steph, he's come back into the pits as well. I would think that not a lot of these people are going to be too happy with their qualifying times, or lack of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe Burns in particular.
And Burns.
He's currently on a flying lap on the medium.
He is. Now, if he can put himself in a good position here, Joe, on the mediums, he's not going to do it with corner cutting like that, I don't think. But he's
still going for it. I think he got away with it.
Fair play if he did.
Just went so slow through the corner there, you know, just didn't register.
Yeah, he went very deep out the hairpin as well.
Oh man.
I know, he does so much for the league and he just gets slated, doesn't he? Right, coming through the final chicane, can he avoid the Wall of Champions? Narrowly, but he does it. DRS 107, 108, 109.2, P5 for Joe Burns on the mediums. He's going to be very happy with that time indeed, I would say. Is he pushing again? No, he's not.
I don't know how he done that time. That lap was awful.
It wasn't a... I mean, he probably could have gotten into the very high 108s, but nevertheless, it probably wouldn't have put him any higher at this stage. Oh, yellow flag, sector 1, 2 and 3.
Catamese has retired.
Right. We have a Goy Carp in
There's
the
Catamese.
Rocket Williams.
Entered to
Thankfully,
the second chicane.
Yeah, got car up on the mediums. A little bit deep. Coming down towards the end of sector 2.
Needs more of that straight line speed.
I mean, he's currently
in Bahrain.
23 seconds down on his time.
It's just a build-up lap. Well, I mean, it's still in hot lap actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's close.
Wow. So what is it, 100th of a second?
Yep.
There we
Still
go.
got Stocky going around though, and he's
Yeah.
slightly up coming out of sector 2 by about 200ths.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very close indeed.
Pretty
How
much
does
on
Stocky-
identical laps.
Oh,
of-
dear.
Ooh.
He
He
might
can
have,
get away with that one a little bit.
yeah, he might have just got away with that, and if he has, he's a very lucky boy. But he's still, this is going to be very, very close.
Bit deep.
Well, for those saying Stocky uses ABS, we're lying, because I've just seen him lock up. Well, here we go, Stocky down the main straight into the final chicane. Quite slow through there, but can he just take pole? This is going to be close. Oh no, he's backed out.
No.
Interesting call from Stocky there.
Didn't
Don't
he?
know
Right, he's 3.5 seconds up on his time, so he's down this time, I suppose. But yeah, he's obviously disqualified.
So the only one left is FTRL Bottle. He's on a flying lap coming down the back straight. Oh, and Prototype Steph, sorry. Oh, there's a few people actually. FTRL Bottle is coming up to do a
That's,
109.109 flat. So he's put
Nice.
himself on the third row. Joe Burns
step.
in a good position though, P7 on the medium tyres. Where is Metzer? He's in the
Step
pits.
to the line, 109.5, and Metzer did validate, so
Yeah.
he ended his lap.
Well, I'm hoping that Prototype Steph will have a good result tonight because, like I said, he's turned everything off for this season. So let's hope that he does end up finishing a race without any accidents. But yeah, so the incredible, close, intense battle between Ox and Stocky continues as Ox takes pole by 100th of a second. Deneen is gradually getting better and better each week, starts in P3 alongside Katamise in P4. Then we've got Bottle in P5 and Nexus Cats needs a good result. He's in threat of relegation at the moment. In P6, then the first of the medium runners and Joe Burns in 7th, with Michael C, who also needs a good result in 8th. Steph and Metz round off the top 10. And then outside the top 10, we've got Spurge and Donzo on the 6th row. Nexus Aspect and Goikarp on the 7th. And then Rampage and Spike, the two newcomers, at the back of the grid. So the drivers will be getting ready. We're getting ready, and it's almost time for lights out. I can see quite a bit of cloud, gentlemen.
I'll say that's overcast.
It is very overcast. It's about
But
as
the guys starting on the harder compound of tyre just makes you wonder, will it or
it's about
when's it
as
coming?
it's about as miserable as a conversation with Joe Burns. Oh dear.
How long did you say you think of that one?
No, I mean I was sitting there smiling to myself.
Down?
No, I was sitting there smiling to myself, waiting for you to finish because I was very eager to get that one out.
Stocky Ox and Cat to the podium from Lee. Matt's
Yeah.
going with a huge crash on lap one, like last night.
Well, I'm getting we've had an accusation from Lee saying his Panda drunk again. Agent Panda said, "Can we get a fast lap in Asterix lap with Goy?" Lee saying, "You predicted safety car last week, Aaron. Hashtag didn't happen."
It's not very
Pagani saying Goy is too fast to be seen on camera for a fast lap. As a formation lap, Mr. Will, you're famous for these. Take us away, my friend.
Yay! So we've got Ox on pole again. Another good qualifying from him. It's going well to be honest, F2. Clear championship leader. I'm sure he'll bring it home. Stocky though, 100th off in qualifying. Those two will probably be stuck together. Hopefully they don't actually hit each other. We've got Deneen then in third. He is going well but does like a puncture. He's starting on the softest tyre as well, so maybe he'll go a little bit more careful on those tyres this time, as Baku and Bahrain didn't end too well with him. And that Katamise was even closer to Deneen than Stocky was to Ox, just within 100th of a second. He's in the Renault, of course. His teammate is missing, but they tend to hit each other a bit, so it's probably not too much trouble. Bottle with a decent qualifying in 5th, bit of an improvement that from recent weeks, so he'll be looking to make that work. Next is Cat in 6th, significantly better recently as well. He is in danger of relegation, so he needs a pretty good result. But Joe Burns, the first in the medium runners, in 7th, very consistent generally, likes a wide line into just many corners, so the World Championship is going to be interesting with him on board. Michael C, again, needs a good lap, well, needs many good laps. He's on the softs, starting to go Burns. Prototype Steph, big no assist runner, again needs another good result. Few drivers do, to be fair. Got Metzer in 10th in the first of the Williams, popped in the top 10. So he's had a decent race in Baku. Not sure about Spain because I wasn't there, but we'll find out. Spurg's in 11th. He has rejoined us for the league, which is always nice to see. Donzo in 12th. Probably a bit disappointed with his current upturn in form. Next is Aspect, in 13th. New driver, well not new, but looking past. Goikart, just reaching the grid in 14th, and the new drivers of Rampage and Spike in 15th and 16th.
Impeccably timed as always, Will. Right, gentlemen, we are ready for lights out. Let us know in the stream who you think is going to be on the podium. But we are 5 lights in Canada for round 5 of the championship, and it's lights out and away we go. I think Stocky has had an unbelievably good start there. He's going to try and hold it round the outside. Deneen's into the back of Stocky as he lost some wing.
Stefan Spurge, there's mayhem at turn 1.
Yeah.
Oh, Stocky and Ox are going to go side by side into the chicane. Stocky's ahead.
Yeah.
Lovely move. Risky move.
Good start.
Oh, Katame's big lunge. Oh, Stocky's had a poor exit, so Ox is going to be alongside him. The top 4 have already pulled a small gap. Ox and Stocky going side by side. Deneen right behind needs to be careful he doesn't lose any wing. Feisty start.
Look out for Cat as well.
Could we see an incoming lunge? We do from Katame's. Oh. There we go.
I think he should miss his breaking point pretty badly there.
Yeah, that's
Oof.
Yep, that happened. Right,
That was scary.
Okay. So the biggest gainer so far, Spike is up 5, Nexus Aspect is up 4. Katame's is down 8 at this stage. Spurge has jumped into the pits.
Rampage, Spurge, Steph and Goy all had damage from that first corner contact.
Goy's got damage, is he?
I think he's missing some wing end plate.
Is he?
I don't know, if I get a decent camera angle I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think he managed to hold on to it. Yeah, he's
Joe
still
Burns.
got it.
Well done,
Pretty
Goy.
close to the
Credit
next
Goy
stats.
there.
Is he doing alright?
He didn't crash.
Oh right, nice.
He didn't do a crash.
Next is Cats, who's dropping off the back of the top 4. Joe Burns holding pretty close to on medium tyres, as we said.
Oh, is this a Michael C lunge? No, it's not. And despite, no matter how much I want to make puns about Joe Burns' pink helmet, I will not do that this evening. He's very, very close to the back of Nexus Cats. That is very dangerous. I'll be... Yeah. Let's not do that.
Nope. Best behaviour.
Katame's, has he lost? Did he lose any wing in his audacious, crazy, mental lunge?
I don't think so. There's enough runoff area down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used nearly all of it.
Yeah. I mean, see, this is what I mean, right? And
I was going to say, he went that far, he almost ended up back in the States.
Yeah. This is what is very infuriating about Katame's. Like, it's lap 1. There was absolutely no need to go for that move. But Katame's
had a big slide.
Yeah, there was absolutely no
Joe
need to
Burns
go
on
for that
Cats.
move. Yeah, Joe Burns got this.
Oh, he did a wiggle though. Next
He
his
is.
Cats are coming back.
Shaking those hips.
But with a lot of cars behind him, that's concerning.
Yep. We have a Donzo, we have a Metzer. Joe Burns, very, very tight line.
Yeah, very respectful racing from both of them.
Well,
Steph's gone. Oh dear.
Oh,
Virtual safety car.
Whoa.
Whoa.
It's not a real life one. It's not real. You didn't
It's
call
not
it.
full.
It's not a real safety car.
Looking at the battery of the top two, Ox has got just over half. Stocky's basically full.
Yes, Steph's dropped it out of the chicane on the way down to the hairpin.
It's a shame for Steph. Well, okay, so current state of play after that. Top three stay as they are. FTRL Bottle and Joe Burns move up 1 and 2 places respectively. Nexus Cat stays in P6, one of the only people to hold position outside the top three.
That is a tactical pit stop to change his
Tactical,
wing from
yeah,
car
class.
into the virtual safety car.
Class.
That's how you know he's experienced. Oh, Joe Burns!
Oh! Speeding under virtual... Wow.
You don't often see Joe Burns speeding, but...
He beat me to that one.
Oh, Stocky's very close.
Stocky is very close. We also have quite a large train behind Joe Burns. Oh, Metzer and...
Oh, here comes Stocky.
That's not uncommon.
He's going for the outside of the wall of champions. I think he's got it done before the chicane, actually. Yep.
Oh dear. Oh, switch back from Ox. Potentially, what a weird place. Here we go.
Yeah, he still had the DRS Stocky, so he was able to get away.
Oh, Ox. Needs to be careful, just hit the back of Stocky. I don't think he lost any wing.
Yeah, he got away with that one.
Yeah, I've been chatting to these two throughout the course of the week, and touch wood, and I will do that extensively before I finish my sentence. They really enjoy racing each other. They really enjoy the respectful battle, and they feel at ease when they're side by side and know that neither of them are going to do anything stupid. And to be honest, I think that's kind of like the battle that Ox has needed for a while.
FTRL train.
FTRL.
From cats to the other cat.
Oh, we do. We have a real life FTRL train.
Yeah. Whoa.
I wonder.
Go for it again at the hairpin. Brakes for this time.
Lee Cole saying, Mystic Aaron, I stand corrected. Thank you, Lee.
I'm not giving you it. It's not a full safety car. Oh, that's a lot of cars. Catamies on Donzo.
Matt Cause.
Inside line.
Matt Cause, haha, Catamies in a nutshell. Everyone else saying wow extensively. Next is Cats, Michael C.
Oh, around the outside.
Oh, Michael needed to give a little bit more room there to Cats. He just kind of turned in on him a little bit.
Still
could we see a lunge? No.
Oh, look, that's a nice move.
That was a nice move. Equally respectful driving. Nexus aspects, I can't see. All I can see is trees, but he's up the inside and he's past Metzer.
Oh, Cats has had a wobble.
Oh, we have a real life FTRL train.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's not even a train. I don't even know what this is.
It's just a cluster.
Whoa. That's what's just going to the inside.
Tried so hard not to swear.
Oh. Who's that? That's Donzo. Lost some wing.
Oh. Unlucky for him.
I think it was inevitable at some point.
Cars.
Oh, we have a Catamies in this as well.
Oh, it's cat on cat action.
Here we go.
It's a cat fight.
I'm going to stay with Cat because inevitably something will happen. Here we go. Oh. Oh. Someone's ghosting inside Catamies. Oh,
that pit lane scares
God.
Me. I think we've found the time of the evening where we all make very weird noises.
Yeah.
Still got 2 tenths. Vox and Stocky at the front though. Well, you've got to throw them up a little bit, but...
Yeah, Danine and Bottle staying with these as well.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Oh, God, they're close.
Like a magnet.
Ox is a little bit more controlled at the minute, as we said.
Well, Joe Burns has done his drive-through, and he's not actually come out too bad from it, to be perfectly honest. Don't get me wrong.
He's nearly on the back of this FTRL train.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. All of those guys battling. He'll be disappointed, Joe, that obviously that's happened, but He needs to just brush this off now and carry on. Oh, we have a
Cats is on the
Goy
two-stop.
Carp on the attack.
Oh,
We have a Goy on the
Stocky and
attack.
Bottler in the pit lane.
It's irrelevant, Simon. Goy Carp is on the attack. He's into overtake mode. DRS is open. We are on board
Gaining.
with the Rocket
look at the
Williams
speed.
of Goy Carp. Oh, he's pulled out of it.
He eased out of it. Come
He's
on,
eased
Goy.
out. Come on, Goy. Open that DRS. Open your flap, sir.
oh no.
What? No, that's a correct statement.
Lowered the tone.
Well, I've not lowered any tone. Oh, Goy's widening the curb.
It's
Oh,
come on,
Cat and
Goy.
Aspect are side by
Bahrain
side.
spec downforce.
Cat and Aspect are still side by side.
Hold it.
Aspect's got it. Those softs of Cat and me's screaming. Oh god, there's another one. Metzer.
I say Mex was trying to sneak around the outside.
Pagani's in there saying Goy loves pulling out. Let's not lower the tone.
Now it's been lowered.
Lee Cole said FTRL swarm. I think that's about right, isn't it? Stocky
good,
has
yeah.
passed Joe Burns.
Oh, but Joe Burns has found the FTRL train.
Yeah, so was
He's now
Stocky.
got
Stocky's
1,
pitted
2,
and come
3,
out
4,
inside
5,
the FTRL train.
6 cars.
Hold it. Catamies.
Stocky on Donzo.
If there was a
Needs to get this
drinking
done
game
quickly.
for how many times we said, oh God, Catamies, everyone would be
There'd be a lot of
absolutely
drunk people.
annihilated within 4 laps. Well, Stocky's already
Yeah,
passed
definitely.
Donzo as well.
Yeah, it might be not a bad idea if Mock's staying out a few more laps actually with the Stocky getting held up here. Oh, oh, oh my
Right.
god.
Have you sat on something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, Will.
Yeah, it's fine. I was just on board with Stocky in Aspect, letting him through, but sort of did it very, very close to Stocky. I got
So-
very concerned.
Oh! I thought you'd sat on something then, Will.
Nah, not yet. I'm currently sat on a chair, but apart from that,
Oh, big Metzer has the red bars of destiny above his.
brilliant.
I'm going to go on board with Stocky here.
I feel like Cat is probably the cause of this FTR train on those old tyres.
Yeah, Metzer's going for it. Stocky's also
Donzo.
going for it.
Donzo sweeps past Aspect. So,
Catamies into the
I
pits.
don't like that pit lane.
Fantastic pit lane.
It feels like people just aren't going to break for the corner. Denine's on the hards.
Aaron
interesting.
has some unhappy memories of that pit lane. I'm surprised he likes it.
Yeah, I do. Well, Stocky's had
Cat
a good
and
run.
Denine are on 1 stop, whereas Stocky's on a 2 stop.
Yeah, Ox will be on a 1 stop as well.
Yeah. And Stocky's not really got the most of this 2 stop early stint with all these cars.
Oh, Metzer's clattered into the wall, so Stocky's going to go past, I think.
I think Stocky was
Yeah.
hoping that most of that train were going to be on the soft tyre, not the medium.
Yeah, I mean, he's not lost too much time, I suppose. Spurs just picked up another time penalty.
He's going for an early bath.
Yeah, Joe Burns is on the back of Donzo. Should get this done down the straight very soon. FTRL bottles come in after a stop. Denine
he's on
has
a 2
lost
stop as
out to FTRL bottle. Whether
Yeah,
that's
he's on the hards though, so he won't need
Yeah,
to
I'd
pit
say
again.
Bottle's two
right.
stopping.
Okay, yeah, Joe Burns past Donzo.
He needs to have the tyres on Aaron.
Yeah, I had the position changes on. There we go. Tyres. Ta-da.
Okay.
Bottle past Donzo.
Ta-da!
Oh, Peter Griffin, chill out. Okay, Goy Carp is still lurking.
Yeah. He's on the FTRL train. This is a great train.
I feel
love
like there's going to be uproar if and when Goy even attempts the move.
Oh, that's a lot of cars. Denine's going for it on Aspect. And Donzo. No, he's eased out of that one. He's not going for both of them. But yeah, it's got past Aspect.
I went on board with Nexus Aspect and he gave me a shot of the back of his car looking at the floor.
Not sure why that's a camera angle. Maybe for those keen mechanics that are watching.
Or those keen, like, tarmac inspectors,
Ooh, yes.
like Tech.
Here goes to Dean. Straight at the inside. Makes easy work of that. To try and get on the back of the bottle before bottle clears the rest of the FTRL trail. Oh, he's tagged the wall.
Oh, Nexus aspect.
Not-
Donzo. Side by side.
Where's Ox going to come out?
Should be well clear. Oh, he's not well clear.
Behind Joe.
He's
Yeah,
lucky.
he did take those softs.
He's got lucky. He came out alongside Metza.
They're not quite in that FTRL trail as much as Deneen is. Bottles past Metza as well.
Has Metza lost some wing?
He did hit the wall, so that could be the reason.
I mean, I would appreciate not
Yeah, he
having.
has.
I can't
Yeah,
see
he's
anything
lost
other than
wing
back of the
on
right.
the left end plate.
Yeah, that makes
Left end
sense.
plate's gone in it.
Has. Ox gonna need to get past Joe Burns here, really.
Oh,
Here
Joe
he goes.
Burns. Yeah, Joe's not interested in that fight.
No. Oh, he's tugged the wall on the exit as Ox. Just like Deneen did. It looks like he's lost wing. He has. Ox is missing an end plate. Yep, right end plate there for Ox. He's
Oh,
missing.
controversial.
Yeah.
Goikart.
think it was
Oh,
Deneen.
he's close. I just feel like this is going to happen. He's got double the amount of battery Nexus Cats has got. And I can almost feel the confidence oozing out of Goy.
What, just flowing out as he rapidly loses confidence?
Just becomes overwhelmed with panic.
If Goy makes this move, the stream is going to erupt.
I hope so.
Yeah.
This could
The
be
commentary box will erupt.
This could be an FTRL defining moment. This could make it into a channel trailer. It's that kind of level of important, this type of move.
Oh, he's broke
Oh, he's
his door.
he's very late on the brakes.
Oh, it's a wall that. Oh, okay. Right,
I mean,
bottle. Oh, he's eased out of that as well. He's decided not to overtake Joe Burns, although Joe has run into the pits.
I mean, Goy does have DRS. He's not close enough. But a good exit could be needed. Rampage picks up a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, everyone's... Yeah, so Stocky's going to have to pit again. Ox, 5 seconds behind him, but does have the wing damage. So,
I'm going
and
to tip this to be
Bottle,
quite a
two
close
stop.
finish. Because although Ox is on... Like, Stocky's not really pulling away, Ox will be on very worn, hard tyres at the end.
with his wing damage.
With his wing damage.
Yeah, wing damage, it's not... Generally, if you get a little bit at the start with the grip from the tyres, it's okay. But as the tyres go, you really start to struggle. Going still within a second of Nexus Cats.
And the pair of these guys are closing up on Donzo.
Yeah, Cats with the fresher tyres. Maplesea behind them as well. Both on 2 stops.
Boys. He's lifted off very, very... Oh, God! Oh!
Aaron just had flashbacks.
Yep.
That was why I don't like that pit lane very much.
Great pit lane.
It's not a great pit lane. It's not a great track.
Bottle was pitted for the second time. He's gone to another set of mediums.
He must have had wing damage.
Yeah, that's early.
That's an interesting pit stop, is there?
Yeah. Well, Joe Burns is
Even with-
currently going to be in a minimum P8 as it currently stands. With a few guys in front of him due to pit again.
Yeah, Cat
So-
and Deneen are going to struggle on those hards at the end of the race. 25 laps he would have done. That's a fair bit.
Yeah, I think when I pitted yesterday, it was on lap 20 on a fresh set, and they were on 60 something percent.
Yeah.
So it is doable. I'm pretty sure they'll get to the end, but how fast they are, I can't answer. Joe Burns looking pretty nippy though. In DRS range of Cat. Not pushing too hard at the moment.
Aspect just clipped the wall of champions. He's lost an end plate, so my Ox did.
Yeah, I feel like we might.
Bottled it.
I'm going to say this, and I don't really want to, but I feel like we might see a big casualty. I feel like the Wall of Champions may take a big name tonight.
Well, it's got to take Ox. He is a champion.
It's lying in wait. Ox is a champion. You're right.
Yeah. It's got to be Ox then.
Joe Burns is also a GT Sport champion.
He is.
And Goy Karp is the People's champion. So... Well, Joe and Cat as the closest battle on track. Goy Karp controversially picks up a 3-second time penalty. Spurge has picked up his
400.
Yeah. Joe's interestingly from qualifying, Joe was taking a really wide line through that hairpin, and now he's taking the tightest line I've ever seen. So somewhere in between, Mr.
On the
Burns.
inside of that corner.
Yeah.
Not
Don't
really
do it there,
close
Joe.
enough
Don't do it there,
unless you
Joe.
want
No. I'm jealous that they're driving Canada. I only did it
You've
last
already
night and
done
I
it.
miss it already.
to lunch. Aspect changes his wing, as you said he clicked it. He's now on the softs,
He's not
so
on-
he's stopping again.
Strange call. It's a very odd pit strategies tonight.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on. I think Jeff might have had a few drinks. I think Joe Burns needs to get past Cat, really. He's got the fresher tyres. I think he's got a bit more pace as well.
Yeah.
Pace.
How difficult it will be made for him though is another thing.
Goy switch back and Aaron may explode from Pagani yet. That will be the end of the stream
Yep.
if Goy can't pulls the switch back.
Spike to hype, getting a 3-second time penalty.
If he does it on his teammate, even better. As he is close to that too. Oh, he's getting late again.
I think Joe's just happy at the moment to let Catamies drag him up towards Michael C.
Nope.
Yeah.
Tight penalty.
I think he
he's-
picked
he's
up a
close
couple
now,
of... Yeah. I don't think he'll go for that here. Oh, I mean he might.
He's had half a look.
Bottle's
Now-
pumping in the fastest laps.
I've also noticed that Catamies tends to turn in very, very tight into turn 1. So Joe was alongside him now and Cat just drove across that line, so keep an eye out for that.
Yep.
I noticed it earlier as well.
Regular Goy Karp update. Still 4/10 from Metzer.
Regular,
With
yeah.
another time penalty.
I mean, he did say to me that his aim was to get less than 9 seconds worth of penalties tonight.
I think he's already got that. I'm going to be honest.
Still got
Cat's
half a
got
race to
Michael
go.
C.
Must admit, Spurge is very close to disqualification, I would say.
Yeah, Nexus Cats is putting in a fairly solid drive at the minute. I mean, he's going to have to pit again, but not doing bad, him and Michael C.
Yeah. Right, Catamies was... Oh, no.
He's gone for it. Obviously, he's had to cut the corner.
Joe's there.
Joe gets him.
Oh god, Joe's hit him. That's the end.
Yep,
Yeah, his
that's
end
end
plate's
plate
gone.
gone.
Ah, Joe. Just said you were consistent as well. Oh well.
Well played, Will.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Joe's in P6. Nexus Cats has got a pit again, so he's in a net P5. He just needs to keep his head. Michael C's going to have to pit again behind him. Bottle's going to have to pit again behind him.
Goy Karp still being
Oh,
told around
Metzer's
by
had a
his
slide.
teammate.
Goy Karp.
Yeah,
He's
I
on the
did
prowl.
see. I did see earlier Metz was saying that he was turning his assists off tonight.
Boys ready.
Goy is lying in wait.
This is as close as he's been. It's very, very early.
Always close. Turn that car up, Goy.
Yeah, he's overtake. DRS, slipstream.
This could happen.
Lurking
This
Goy.
could happen.
Oh,
Don't pull out with this, Goy. No!
He doesn't want to clatter his tail. Oh, another one!
That
Aspect
was
has
so
found this.
close.
Oh, we have an excess aspect right behind Goy.
Yeah, they found this fierce inter-team battle.
Oh, not there.
He had a look. Oh,
Joe
we've
Burns
got a
is close to
fight.
cat.
Yeah, we've got a cat
We
fight.
do have a cat fight, nice. I like what he did there.
Around the outside. Whoa, wheel banging.
No.
Just go on it.
Yep, I thought so. Goy's lost his end plate.
Oh, go away. I mean, Cat did put the corner to get past Cats there, so he should give that back, really.
Yeah, cat did a cat.
But although, having said that, Cat has... There's been a bit of a rift between the two Cats of FTRL because Cat's got a dog,
Oh, Joe Burns.
not a cat.
Joe
Not
Burns
bad.
gone for it.
And he's through. Spurg, another time penalty. Next Cat's in the pit stop. But yeah,
Well-
Cat's got a dog, so I don't think their friendship's doing too well.
It's just too much animals going on, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that when Catamees got past Cats, Nexus Cats went into a half spin, and then Catamees did get a 5-second penalty for cutting a corner and gaining a place.
Okay, it did give him a penalty for it, which seems fair enough. Yeah, Stocky's slowly getting away from Ox, even though the mediums are wearing out. I think that run damage is starting to hurt Ox a little bit. Ox, yeah, 5.8. Stocky does have to stop again, but it's only about a 17-second pit stop. So he may be able to catch him up yet after the pit stops.
Cat missed his brakes again at the hairpin. Not as bad as he did on lap 1.
Time penalty. Yeah, the time penalties are going to come in big as well. I don't know about Stocky and Ox. I haven't seen Stocky or Ox pop up much, actually. Neither did Neen, so maybe they're doing okay. Got a catch in
Oh,
the pits.
Goy's pit. He's in a
Yeah,
net
good
point
might have.
scoring position there.
Point scoring position.
Cat and Joe Burns still going at it. I'm going to catch up with the stream and see what they're saying. Let's have a look. Everyone's shouting sumos, which has got nothing to do with it. Peatman saying
Well,
Goy
Stocky's
20. Peatman saying Goy 2019 over Goy 2018. People's champ is Ravers. Wow, big statement.
Goy's going to be fuming.
I just went back to Joe and Cat, and Joe was weaving down the straight towards the hairpin, so I don't know if Cat's tried to send it on him and he weren't too happy about it, or if he was apologising for something. But Cat's got a good run on him out the chicane.
Oh, he has. Inside he goes.
And FTRL bottle has appeared.
He has.
He has out of nowhere.
Stocky's got 10 seconds to make up to get this race win. Doable.
Very doable. Lee in the stream chat saying Brian caught 11 seconds to Dutch last night, so it is doable.
Yeah, Dutch
These-
isn't exactly slow, so...
No, these first 5 laps, I would say, for Stocky are absolutely crucial.
Ooh, here goes Cat. Joe gives him the room. Don't think Joe wants to be involved with that right now.
No. Spurge, another
Spurge.
penalty.
Yeah, he's going to be disqualified soon.
Certainly is.
Yeah, he's already gained a second on Ox and Stocky. So second lap will do it.
Yeah, I apologise to everyone else that we're not going to much more action, but this little battle for P4 is quite exciting at the minute.
Looks like Bottle's had a decent run. Here he goes.
He has had a good run.
Outside line.
Joe goes defensive.
Yeah, places his car well, does Joe.
He does. He's yeah, he's always impressed me with his racing, Joe. As much as we give him stick and a bit of banter and so on, he's a very good racer. Other than when you're behind him in front of him at Suzuka, then he's not so much. Spurge's gone.
What's that?
Is that Wall of Champions?
It is the Wall of Champions. Oh, he's
cast
away.
Oh. Well evaded by Goy.
Yeah. Oh, Metz has gone as well.
Metz has gone. Goy's
right,
just...
he hasn't crashed into Spurg, so that's something, I suppose.
Okay, well, Goy's just gained 2 positions out of nowhere.
Yeah, one more, and that's that. That's a point. I think he's up here. Oh, he's cast. God, he's off. It's like driving for a car park for this Goy at the minute.
Bottle has got past Joe.
Well, Stocky has gained a huge amount of time. He's only 7.5 seconds behind Ox now.
Yep, the challenge for Stocky is going to be getting past Deneen, and when he does that, getting past Ox. Because his tyres are going to start to wear by the time he gets to Ox.
Draw Bottles tagged Cat there, but not a
3-second time penalty.
Yeah.
I can't believe neither of those incidents caused a safety car.
Yeah, they were on the racing line.
So, because I would have called that and that would have been perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, Stocky's gaining rapidly. Looks like he's on a good strategy.
Yeah, we will go to Stocky as he gets closer to Deneen. The 2 Nexus boys are going at it as well. Nexus Aspect will have to pit again.
Yeah.
Bottle and Cat. This could get feisty.
Certainly could.
Michael C in line for a point as it currently stands.
Cat goes wide. Bottle's got a pretty good run. He should be close enough here if he turns his car up, which he has. Ooh, Cat's inside. Bottle on the outside. Cat is going to give that one up.
Yeah, Joe's doing well.
1.7. Underneath 1.6. Just going down all the time.
Oh, the 2 Nexus boys. Cat's just got past down the straight. I don't think Aspect put up too much of a fight.
Yeah, 5.5 seconds from Stocky to Ox now.
Yeah.
It's looking good. Well, not for Ox, but for Stocky.
Helicopter shot of Joe Burns.
He'll be delighted. He can put it on his Twitter. Stocky is within DRS now. Did he get it? No, he didn't quite get it out of that last corner, interestingly. Despite...
We have a Matthias Schmidt.
Oh, Ox picks up a penalty.
Yeah, that's going to hurt him.
Matthias Schmidt, 1 more retirement and it's points for Goy.
Point. Not points yet. Maybe 9th for that. Yeah, Stocky. He needs to clear Deneen really. If he's got a chance. Ox does have a time penalty though, so he might be alright.
Stocky is flying.
Stocky is only 1 warning away from a penalty himself.
Here goes Stocky maybe.
Does he need to do that now?
He's going for it anyway.
Well, he's done well there. Fair play. Good move.
Yeah. Nice move. Nice
He
amount of
just
space
needs-
given from Deneen.
Yeah, he should. If you're Stocky, you probably should have waited maybe for this straight when you got DRS. Then you know that Deneen can't come back at him like he could now. But I don't think
good
Deneen's going to
exit
put
there,
too much of a fight. No. Right, Ox battery 15%. Stocky 45%. Stocky's got his first sight of Ox.
Yep. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
He's created his own line around this circuit, I think, that doesn't quite agree with the
Yes, I mean, he's not quite Spurge level.
original one. No, Spurge is... At least Spurge retired of his own accord, really, rather than disqualifying him.
Simon,
Aaron,
how many penalties does Deneen have?
he currently has 1 penalty and 2 warnings.
Right, I was going to say, because if you look at that difference, time difference, Deneen is kind of being dragged up to Ox with Stocky. Maybe.
Yeah, and Ox is still carrying that damaged front wing.
He is.
As he almost hits the wall of champions again.
He has gained a little second though, 2.2. Now the gap.
Well, Joe and Cat are still going at it. I think Joe's probably just going to sit behind Catamies now and settle for a P4.
Yeah, he's got the...
No, Joe
time
will
zone.
Joe will sit behind Catamies until the final lap and try and overtake him down the straight towards the final chicane.
Yeah, he's not exactly pushing at this stage.
Yeah, Stocky is pretty much caught Ox with a lot of laps to go. There's been some interesting strategies tonight.
There has been.
Very interesting. Bottle's probably, I think he's pitted like 3 times, is it? Let's see the... Yeah, 3 stops. Still in 7th, which is quite impressive.
Well, the battle resumes. Ox versus Stocky. Oh, Stocky into the wall.
I think he's okay. Yeah, he's still got his end plates.
Thing is, if you're Stocky at this point, you just need to keep your head. You haven't got a penalty, Ox does. You're on fresher tyres, you're on softer tyres, and you've got 5 laps to make up 1 overtake, which you don't even need to make.
Yeah, Deneen's just ticked over 20 laps on those hards now. So if he doesn't get another puncture...
Yeah, Lee's just raised that point in the chat, saying he's Deneen playing puncture roulette with those tyres.
Possibly.
I mean,
my response.
Cat's doing the same. Oh,
Stocky! Oh my!
Oh, shows might have to overtake Cat this run. That was a wheel. Saved it though.
That made me do a
Bottles
bottom
found
burp,
Cat.
that did, by a Stocky.
He's caught up again though.
Joey's close, FTRL bottle was very close on Nexus Cats as well. But we can't leave this
coming up
battle.
to lap Rampage.
Yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
Rampage moves out the way.
He
Yes.
does.
Good lad. Well played, sir.
Yep.
Stocky doesn't need to push.
He is doing that.
Yeah, he is pushing.
Bottle is past Cat. So that's now 6th place on a free stop.
Ooh, close. Yellow flag set to 3. Who is that?
Might just be Rampage getting out of the way.
No,
Yeah, I
it's
don't
not
think it is.
Rampage. He's not in Sector 3 yet.
Don't know who it is. Don't know who it is.
There you go, Stocky. Moves to the outside. Ox is helpless. Can't respond at this stage, and Stocky is your new race leader with 4 laps
Just
to
by
go.
that pit stop. I think it's probably Spike. Who was that yellow flags?
There we go. Right, Joe Burns 3 tenths behind. Donzo half a second behind Aspect, Michael C half a second behind him.
Yeah, Ox is doing well to be fair on with that wing damage. Not doing bad at all. Yeah, those tyres from Deneen and Cat have got to be feeling it. 22 laps. Oh, he's had a huge wiggle out of that corner, as it says there.
Yeah, this is what you've got to think about. There's a potential podium in the offering here for Joe. Because if Deneen if Deneen gets a puncture or something like that, I think Joe will overtake Cat on penalties. I know Joe's had a couple, but I think Cat's got more. And he's got that 5-second penalty, isn't he?
He's not going to luck his way into another podium, is he? 2 weeks on the bounce.
Oxford's got another penalty.
Yeah, he's only... Deneen's now, I think, 3 seconds off Ox with penalties.
What Ox needs to realise is that Stocky is still about 30 odd points off of him in the championship, and at the moment he's currently going to lose what? He's not even going to lose anything because Ox got pole, didn't he?
Yeah,
Ox got pole.
He's going to lose 1 point to Stocky. So, but is this also where personal pride comes into it all? We could see a battle between the two guys in a minute. 2 new guys, should I say? Rampage and Spike. Let's go.
Yeah, so far from Stocky, he's not had a single penalty, which is impressive.
Oh, Joe's getting very close to Cat. Interestingly, Joe does have a wing damage and he's faster than Cat.
Like I say, I think Joe's happy to sit there until the final lap.
Yeah, he's got those 4-lap pressure tyres, that's probably part of the reason.
Cat, I mean, he's very wide line. Joe's got a good run here. There's all FTRL bottles involved. This could be a 2-lap shootout between these guys.
Oh, there goes Joe.
I think the fact that Bottles just turned up on the scene has just given Joe that shove to go for it now.
Yeah.
Now,
That's definitely what's happened.
Yep, 2 laps to go. Or 1.5
Bottle
now.
somehow gets out of
Catamees,
this
another penalty.
with a 4th.
Huge corner cut from Catamees.
He's had 3 stops. It's not bad going.
Not bad at all.
And Cat is now on 24-lap old cards.
As is Deneen.
Ooh, Joe's had a very slow corner. Very slow corner.
Well,
Oh, Cat's gone for it before the straight. Interesting.
If Cat gets in front of him out of this corner, he's going to have to DRS because they've already been through the detection point.
This fuel line just
oh,
came
they're
up.
3 wide.
Joe's losing 2 positions here.
Oh, Bottle, don't go for that. Don't go for that.
He's gone for it.
That is just stupid. Oh, living up to his name.
Yeah, I think there was just no need to go for that, was there? At that stage.
Loads of penalties. Oh, dropped some.
Someone's dropped a bowl.
I just put my foot in, ouch.
You put your foot in a bowl?
Have you said something controversial?
Bottle.
Well, Stocky gone through the final chicane and he's going to take the win in Canada. Superb drive from Stocky.
Yep, no penalties.
Another brilliant result for Ox as well.
Today, don't get a puncture now, man. Yep, we're okay. He's happy.
He's a very happy man. Joe Burns, could he
Joe's
go
close
for
enough
it?
here.
Could he go for it?
Go on.
Do it.
Provide some drama.
Entertain us all.
Oh, Cat's knows it.
Oh no!
He's retired.
Oh no! What has just happened?
Now, I've got to say, on my screen, that bit of tyre wall that he hit was already sticking out, waiting for him.
He didn't hit. He didn't hit anything.
No. He did hit something. He hit that bit of wall.
Yeah, but there was no. I've got the perfect angle for that, and he didn't actually hit anything.
Oh God!
Well, Goy Carp gets a point.
He does. Oh,
I said the World Champions would claim a big name.
yeah. Just claimed. Oh, Matt's just laughing at him. That's nice.
Spag and Chip saying who is commentating. It is FTRL Aaron. We have FTRL Blue Flag and FTRL Panda. Good evening, mate. Pagani shouting Goy. Peteman shouting Goy. Charlotte shout Goy. Thank you.
Enthusiasm, that. It's a lot of enthusiasm.
Well, brilliant drive.
Yeah.
Stocky takes the win, as so many predicted. Ox brings home another P2, and Deneen, is that back-to-back podiums for him now?
Yeah, indeed, it is.
Spag and Chips and Aaron, big up
look
Kent.
at the penalties.
Top man.
Look at them.
Only person not to get a penalty, Stocky. Deserved race winner. So the final classifications are as follows before penalties applied. Stocky takes the win. Ox in P2 with Deneen rounding off the top three. Joe Burns continues his good form after a race-long battle with Cat in P4. Nexus Cats gets some much-deserved points in P5. Nexus Aspect again in P6. Donzo, good result for him. P7 FTRL Bottle, but for that bad incident at the end, picks up a P8. Michael C gets some well-deserved points, and Goy Carp as well rounds off the top 10. Catamies does DNF, but finishes 11th, and then Spike and Rampage are the final two classified drivers, and then we had some retirements who I can't actually remember. Nevertheless, it was a very...
Spurge was one, Metzer was another.
Yep, Spurge, Metzer, Prototype Steph. Yeah, so there was a few. Right, let's just get the guys in for some podium interviews and let's have a chat with them. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Let us know who your driver of the day is in the stream, and we'll be back in just a second. So we have an Ox, we have a Deneen, and we have a Stockwin. Okay, but
funny, Stockwin.
Stockwin, yep, Stocky. We'll just wait for these gentlemen.
Bit of recognition to the two new guys tonight. I think they've it was their first taste of league racing and they've seen it through to the end.
They have indeed, correct. Right, we'll just wait for Stocky and Ox to join us. Okay, please bear with us, we're just waiting for Oxen for Stocky. There is Ox. I'm just going to send Stocky one more invite. Be a shame if we can't get our race winner in.
Stocky
Okay.
lost his dog.
Apparently Stocky's lost his dog, so that's interesting end to the evening. So let's get in Goy. Yeah, let's get in Goy. Scored himself a point. So right, so Ox, Deneen, if you boys can just double check you're allowing your voice to be shared for me, just to be on the safe side. Cool. Right. Anyway, so Ox, I'll come to you. Obviously, not the race winner this evening, but it was just a P2. Overall, obviously, getting pole position first of all. That was an extremely close qualifying session. How was quali for you? Was that a very good lap, or was there a little bit more time left in that, mate?
Honestly, man, it was the slowest lap I've ever driven on any track ever. I mean, I just didn't get, the track is just so anal about extending and corner cutting. So I don't know how I pulled it off, but you could see that there was a slight gap to P2, and that made me pole sitter. So I'll take 2 points, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pole?
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? So obviously, moving on to the race, obviously Stocky did just get you tonight. Obviously, I think the wing damage played a factor in that, but nevertheless, a good result for him. But for yourself, obviously, after getting a pole position, you only actually lost 1 point to Stocky, so you've still got a 30-point plus gap to him. So in terms of damage limitation for getting wing damage and everything like that, it's not too much of a bad evening for you, mate, is it really?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I was a bit distraught by the fact that I made a childish mistake, and that should never happen again. But it's Canada. It's a street circuit, like they say, and these things happen. And honestly, I just I just kept on pushing, no matter what. Just get on the podium, get the points, and huge damage limitations today.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm just looking at it now. Obviously, you gained 20 points tonight in total. I think I'm correct. No, 19 points, should I say. So, in terms of that, so that now puts you up to 73 points. Joe Burns in P2 obviously lost out points to you. Deneen obviously finished in third, so he's lost out a couple extra points to you as well. So your gap as it currently stands is looking at around 30-something points. So obviously after Belgium next week, being the midway point of the season, it's getting towards that. We're slowly creeping towards the business end of the season now, Ox. So do you think that you can do enough to go on and secure this title? I know it's still early, but we've got to start throwing these questions in here now, because we're nearly halfway through.
Yeah, it is still a bit early, but I totally understand. And I think if I'm keeping on this sort of pace, P1s, P2s, P3s, then yes, I will totally, fully secure the title by the. I think is it 12 rounds?
Yeah, 12 rounds.
So I think round 10-ish.
Ooh, okay, confidence, nice. Well, finally then, moving on to Belgium next week. How are you around Spa?
Honestly, mate, 0 laps. So I haven't got the foggiest. It's always been a nice track to drive, and in previous installments of the game, I've been pretty good. Apart from a couple of mistakes.
I vaguely remember seeing you do one of the most impressive drives I've ever seen in league racing around Spa. I can't remember where it was or when it was, but I vaguely remember that was the first time when I really sort of saw you drive properly and thought, wow, this guy's insane. So if you can kind of carry on that pace, and I also know that coming towards the end of this season, you have Monaco coming up as well in a few rounds' time, and I also know you're very, very strong around there too. So I feel like there's quite a few tracks that are going to suit you towards the end of this season, so I'm very excited to see what you can do, mate. But nevertheless, well done on the P2, and yeah, I'm sure we'll see you on the podium again next week, mate.
Yeah, cheers.
Cool. Right, well, if you want, boys, I'll quickly jump back in and speak to Stocky now he's joined us, and then Si and Will, you can have a chat with Deneen and Goy at your leisure, if that's all right with you, boys.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool. Right, Stocky. First of all, I heard you lost your dog.
Oh yeah, man, he decided to run to my auntie's house, so I just had to run there, run back.
Yeah, you sound very out of breath, mate. You're right.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Good.
Yeah, fucking dog, innit?
Right, first things first, massive congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
We'll start off with qualifying, once you take your time, obviously. But
Yeah,
start off with qualifying. Obviously, like we were just speaking to Ox, there was 100th of a second between you two. Ox said it wasn't the best lap from his side, but from you, do you think you left some out there?
yeah, it wasn't the best lap. It's always going to be so close with Ox, man, but it was an average lap, but thankfully it was only 100th away from first, so it was alright.
Yeah, perfect. Well, then obviously moving on to the race, you had a pretty good start. You and Ox were literally side by side for pretty much most of the first lap. As I was saying on stream, you guys seem to both really enjoy and respect driving against each other, so at no point did I feel that there was any danger in that.
Yeah.
Was there any sticky moments in the early stages of the race?
No, I've got massive respect for Ox. I mean, I'm never about running people out of room or anything like that. I'm always about just leaving the space when you have to. I mean, sometimes in the first couple corners you've got to kind of try and get the high ground the best you can, but you've got to know when to concede, because you can never win the race on that one, but you can always lose it.
Yeah, good point. I like that. So obviously moving on, as the race went on, obviously you opted for the 2-stop. Is that because you had sort of done a bit of research on that, or was it more of an impulse decision tonight?
I knew it would be. I thought it would be close between the 1 and the 2-stop, but I thought when Joe pulled the trigger on lap 6 to come in for the mediums, I knew he'd be somewhere near to me when we came out, so I thought I'll pit and cover him off, and that kind of forced me into the 2-stop. I mean, I was contemplating in the first few laps, but when Joe pitted, that really made me commit to doing the 2-stop, and I think it was really the faster way round anyway.
Yeah. Well, then obviously after your first pit stop, you came out in that big sort of train of cars. What was going through your mind at that point? Because obviously that was a very crucial part of the race for you.
It was, do not have a repeat of Spain. In Spain, I think I needed to be a little bit more aggressive. Equally as fair, but more aggressive. So I thought this week I felt pretty good on the brakes, so I can hopefully try and get some people in some braking zones, and thankfully it paid off. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, obviously then when you pitted, and then obviously Ox had then decided to do the 1 stop onto the hards, the gap was kind of steady between the two of you. So
yeah,
that was obviously a bit concerning for you at that stage, but then Ox picked up damage crucially coming out of the final chicane, and we thought obviously that might play into your hands towards the end of the race. After your final stop, obviously it was just Deneen you had to get past, and you flew up to the back of him. Once you got past Deneen with those few laps to spare, did you feel like that was it, or was you anticipating it going right to the wire?
I was told by someone in the party I was with that Ox had damage, but you still have to, it's important to keep the same mindset when you're chasing the game like that. You've got to keep going. I knew I'd be quicker on the tyres, and I knew they would come to me naturally, but it's about keeping it clean and then just making the overtakes clean as well. It's never easy, but certainly that in that phase of the race the cards were in my hand, I felt at that point.
Right, exactly. Well, final thing from me, obviously massive congratulations on the win, and this battle between the two of you seems to entertain us again for another week, and I'm looking forward to it happening again next week. But just in terms of the championship standings, I've just had a look. Obviously you did miss the first round, and you've had a DNF last week, which was quite important.
Yeah.
But Deneen obviously coming third, Joe Burns coming fourth. You have clawed up some space on those guys, but not as much as you probably would have liked. But
Yeah.
Cat and me's retiring, and Iceman and Cooper, the guys directly behind you, either DNFing tonight or not racing, so that's giving you a bit of breathing space. Is the aim still to try and push forward and catch Ox by the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean you've got to set your sights high. I mean, you know, I want to race against Ox, as long as I keep hopefully finishing in front of him or near him, then you know, I will gain the points on the other guys naturally. I think Ox at the moment is the person to beat, so that's my goal at the moment.
Perfect. Well, after that comment, let's see how he handles the pressure. But no, nevertheless, congratulations to you, congratulations
Thank you
to
very
Ox, and I'm looking forward to speaking to you both again next week.
Thanks,
on
thanks
the
to you
podium.
guys for putting on the session. It's always really good. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, mate. So well done to you boys. Right, Will, Simon, I'll let you boys have a chat with Deneen and with Goy.
Hi, Deneen.
Alright.
So, decent qualifying performance from you. Started off in P3. You out-qualified Catamies by only 7 thousandths of a second in the end, so pretty tight qualifying between you two. How did the lap feel?
There was definitely time to be gained in the first and second sector, but overall it was pretty good. I was happy with P3.
Okay, and you seem to navigate the early stages of the race quite well, and you and Bottle were sticking with the two guys out in front. Then you pitted straight off of the soft onto the hard for the one stop, and I've got to be honest with you, there were a lot of guys in that stream chat that were quite nervous about your tyre life. Did you have any concerns?
No, I knew the tyres would be fine, I just didn't know which strategy would be faster.
Okay, so strategy-wise, you just thought, is that just from like past races where everyone seems to have gone for the one stop, it just sort of made up your mind for you, or?
No, I just qualified in the softs and the default strategy was the one stop, so I just thought that would be the one to go with.
Went with it. Listen to Jeff. Sometimes a risk, but hey, paid off this week. So as the guys are saying, we head to the end of the first half of the season next week in Belgium. How's the feeling for next week, and how would you sum up your sort of season so far?
Well, I'm feeling good for next week. I like Belgium, it's one of my better tracks, so feeling good for there. And the season has been ups and downs.
Yeah, I guess the downs being the early season punctures, which have somewhat hindered your progress this season, but the last 2 weeks have been very much positive and show just what you can do, you know, if the tyres hold out.
Yeah.
Right, man, well done this week, and yeah, good luck for Belgium.
To Belgium next. Fuck.
Yes, Stocky, it is. Right, coming in, Will.
Like-
on to
I don't like the
Mr.
sound
Goldcuts.
of that. I need you to be pushing me, man. Come on.
Oh, you're going in a wall next week then.
Right, come on, let's hear from Goy. I'm
rude.
excited.
It's looking dangerous.
It's ratty on. I've got so much energy after running after a dog. So I'm going to mute the mic.
Right then, Guy. Scores your point, Canada. Must have been a bit of surprise. Crossing the line, finding yourself 10th.
Big shout out to the World Champions for making it possible. I didn't expect to get that point myself until, that big old wall did bits for me. Yeah, got me that first point of the season. It's a delicious point.
Right, so it seems like you found a little bit of pace from the last game. Do you reckon that's fair to say?
It doesn't feel that way. It's good to know that it looks that way. There is obviously a clear difference from the previous game. You know, I think I went to wheel on 18. That was my first time on wheels. So obviously, it's been a real kind of learning curve, and that transition now into 2019. Yeah, you can feel the improvement. You can feel that there's been steady progress, and obviously pace will come with practice and the more you play the game. But you can definitely feel it. It's definitely there. Just about unlocking the rest of it.
Unlocking all of that raw, untapped potential.
Exactly. It's there, hidden away. I just want to let it out.
In the deep depths.
Oh.
Can I just quickly say that
testosterone.
I have never heard Goy seem so uncomfortable when it was a question about pace. I've never heard him so uncomfortable answering a question.
I've really been associated with myself in my many years of e-sporting.
Just didn't know how to respond.
It's nice to see that people believe that there's some form of pace in my driving. Thanks for the support. #TeamGoy.
Oh god. Right. Anyway, so with that point, are you now thinking, not being relegated as a opportunity is possible?
I think it definitely is possible. But the problem is, and I think we've spoken about this before, is that when it comes to me and racing, there's always these little small errors. So, this race being a prime example. So the strategy I wished to start on was hards to mediums, but I've somehow set myself on the softs off the bat, which is never good. But then obviously I pick up wing damage, so it's like brilliant. So not only am I on the wrong tyres, I've now got wing damage. Again, it's the same old reason I get it. Misjudging the braking behind a slightly slower car. Again, I don't feel used to saying that. But then I got lucky because I managed to pit under the virtual safety car. So come out on the mediums, pit early again to go onto the hards, and I was in P10, and that was it. I was to stay out on the hards for the rest of the race. I think there was still quite a few people needed to pit. So it could have been more, but those little teeny errors keep kind of holding me back. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes, and fingers crossed.
Yeah, definitely. You've definitely got a bit of a fan club, it's fair to say, in the stream chat.
I've got the best fans in the world. I love you all.
Hashtag blessed.
Thanks to the guys back in the factory as well. For them.
Thank you to your mum and your dad for,
All right, Foggy.
for making this possible.
Are you joining Rocket, PSGL and FTRL Williams Racing Team?
I quite like the red car. Yeah.
I wish I could be in that team. One day, maybe.
Anyway, well done on your first point anyway, Guy, and hopefully we'll see many more this season.
I hope so as well, guys. Thank you very much.
Well done, mate. I just want to say, Guy, as well, I was literally screaming at one point when you was on the attack on Nexus Cats. Like, I'm not even joking, I was full on shouting when you was... I mean, the thing I didn't understand, though, Guy... The thing is, though, Goy, what I didn't understand was, I reckon you could have overtaken him about 3 laps in a row, and then halfway down the straight you just lifted off the accelerator. I was like, Goy!
Using him as a toe. I was just trying to sit behind him. No, because you talk about this pace, guys, but I knew for a fact if I got in front of him, he would have just caught me straight back up.
The thing is, though, the stream erupted.
Erupted.
It did.
Whoa.
As soon as I noticed that you was on board, like I got on board with you and saw that it was like Goy was less than a second behind someone. I was like, Goy's behind someone. I went mad about it, and then the stream just went mad. So
there was a couple of times because I was behind. I had Metzer behind me, and then I let him pass again because he was faster. But it was the same old story. I probably could have overtook him as well, but. I was happy where I was. I was in a good spot. As long as I didn't pick up any damage, I was felt good. But
Just happy being outside, weren't you?
inevitable damage. Yeah, I was just happy being in my car driving with the boys. Yeah, woo!
Right, nevertheless, well, good job tonight, mate. Right, guys. So tomorrow night we have got the final round of the Canada Grand Prix week. The F3 boys are taking to the stage for that one, and they're getting better every single week, so we are looking forward to that one indeed. Next week we hit the midway point of the season. We are at Belgium for round number 6 of the championship. The tables and the standings are starting to take shape now, and we're going to start heading towards the business end of the championship. So thank you all very much for joining us as per usual. Thank you to Simon and to Will. Congratulations to all of our podium sitters tonight, and obviously to Goy Karp, and we will see you next week.
Thanks.
Ready to rock and roll.